Recently, I was speaking at a church, and I talked about this the other day, but a theme that is littered throughout all of my vlogs, writings, when I speak places, is I talk about getting back up. And as you know, I coach a lot of baseball and played a lot of baseball. And if there's one principle that you have to learn in competitive sports, it's you've got to get back up again, because we all fall, we all fail. Now, bringing that home to infidelity, you have to be willing, especially as an unfaithful spouse, to get back up. And as a betrayed spouse, you're going to have to get back up, because infidelity and trauma will kick the crap out of you every day of the week. And so learning how to get back up is really pivotal. And as I was speaking at this church recently, someone came up to me and they said, listen, I get it, I love it, I understand, but what does that really mean? Like, what does getting back up mean for especially an unfaithful spouse? And then this woman next to the man that was asking me this question said, yeah, what does that mean for the betrayed spouse? Like, what does that really mean? And so it prompted me to do 2 blogs. Today I'm going to do a blog on how the unfaithful can get back up. What does it mean to get back up? For the unfaithful, one of the ways that you get back up is by admitting that you have failed, that you admit to what you have done. It means that you lay aside the justifications and the minimizations, that you continue to try and redefine what you did with this new verbiage, this new jargon, this new language of non-responsibility, that you get away from, you know what, well, if you weren't have, and if you didn't, and all of these ifs, and just simply come to the point where you admit what you've done and that you own it. Getting back up is taking responsibility when you're an unfaithful spouse and admitting to the truth of what you've done. The way an unfaithful spouse gets back up is by being willing to do whatever it takes to heal. That you will decide, I'm going to go get help. I'm going to go get the help that my betrayed spouse needs. I'm going to do whatever it's going to take to help us get the healing that we need. Another way that the unfaithful spouse gets back up is by managing their own recovery, not having to be babied by their spouse, not having to be coached just by their betrayed spouse, but that they can actually coach themselves. I posted this the other day. Before you try and lead others, you better be able to lead yourself. And in recovery, as an unfaithful, one of the ways that you get back up and rise out of the ashes of failure is by deciding to take responsibility to lead yourself and to not have to have your spouse ask you, are you doing your coursework? What books are you reading? Have you met with a therapist or counseling, or all of these different questions, but that you actually say, you know what? I did this. I'm going to own it. I'm going to take responsibility, and I'm going to lead myself into recovery, even if I don't know what the future is going to look like. Now, this is a tricky one, but when you're an unfaithful, getting back up can be tricky when you're ambivalent on whether or not you want to try and save the marriage. Now, you can be ambivalent, but you still can get help even though you're ambivalent. You get back up by saying, I am ambivalent, I am unsure, but you know what? I'm not going to remain this way. I'm not going to remain apathetic. I'm not going to remain indifferent. I'm going to go get help to make a decision ultimately on where I want to be. I will tell you, I know that this is going to be a little bit difficult to hear, but I get that you're ambivalent. And betrayed spouse, if you're watching this, they are ambivalent. They may not tell you, or maybe they are, and maybe they're throwing it in your face, but the reality is, if you're going to be ambivalent, the way that you get back up is by deciding that you're not going to remain that way. Another way that you can get back up as an unfaithful spouse is by enduring the pain that you've caused for yourself and quite possibly other people. I'll just tell you, I caused a lot of pain for a lot of people. None more so than my wife, Samantha, and also for myself, but a sea of other people that to this day I come across every now and then who are reeling in their faith, in their relationship with authority figures or with God or with pastors or what have you because of how they responded to what I did. And I have to own a lot. I mean, my life the last 11 years has been about owning a lot. And I'll tell you that if you're going to get back up, you're going to have to, as an unfaithful, endure what you've caused for yourself. I'll never forget one day, I was complaining, and I was bitching and moaning, and I was having a big pity party. And my mentor stopped me and said, "This is rough, huh? This hurts, right?" I said, "Yes." And he said, "You got to stop feeling sorry for yourself. You got to get back up. You've got to take responsibility, and you've got to stop just sitting here wallowing in your own pity, and you've got to start to move forward. You've got to get back up, grow some legs." He said some other things, and you need to be a man and take responsibility and endure. This is going to hurt for a long time, but you're going to have to be willing to endure it to get to the other side. Finally, getting back up is about pursuing new life. It may be time for you to find a new dream. My dream was kind of shot to hell. And so now I've had to find some new dreams, and I have. I still grieve a little bit for some of the old dreams that I had that I don't know that will ever come true, but I've had to really pour that energy into finding a new dream. And you have to find new life. If you're an unfaithful and you are struggling, or even just kind of new into this momentum of recovery, let me just tell you, you've got to pursue new life. You've got to begin to get up, and you've got to begin to get after it and find a new dream. If you've blown your dreams up, there's a new dream for you. I promise you, I assure you. If you believe in God, He has a new dream. He has hundreds of new dreams for you. If you don't believe in God, there is still new purpose. There is still new life. There is still a new chapter for you. Man, getting back up seems, you get knocked down, you get back up. How the hell do you do it? What does that look like? I hope this has helped you. You've got to get back up. There's still life ahead of you. Your life is not over.